Tonight, we review Double Dragon Neon. We get into an argument, and I review a thing. Now with 10% less salt, it's Video Junkies!
Hello everybody, welcome to Video Junkies. We got a great show for today. So let's start off with our little history lesson for the game we're going to be reviewing, Double Dragon Neon.
Ooh.
Now, the Double Dragon series was made by Technos back in 1987 for the arcade. It has, since 1987, it has been featured on 19 different video game consoles, some of which being the Atari 2600, the Atari Jaguar, the PlayStation family, and many, many more.
And then there was the movie.
We'll get into that in a second. The story is about two brothers, Billy and Jimmy Lee, usually fighting evil. In the first one, it's trying to save the girl, Marion. There was a short-lived comic by Marvel back in 1991. It only ran for 6 issues. 6 issues.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
wasn't that good? No.
It must not have been very good.
Also, there was the live-action movie back in 1994, which received pretty rough reviews. It wasn't
Rather negative. The movie was garbage.
The movie was kind of garbage. I think that's a...
Yeah. Pretty much
General.
reviews that Street Fighter in 1994 got.
Or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Better reviews than the Super Mario Brothers movie, though.
That's because that movie was the worst thing.
I think anything could have better reviews than that.
I think if you watch it again and you don't consider it a Mario movie and you think about how hard it is to make a Mario movie, it's a lot better movie than you think. It's actually not. It's a mediocre movie. It's not a horrible movie.
It's like an alright B movie.
Yeah, with some A-list celebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with, most people remember the cartoon show that ran for a few years, 1993 to 1995. So, I mean, I was too young to remember it.
Yeah.
You weren't.
No.
No. It was, yeah, I don't remember it. I know it was, I guess people liked it.
I've seen it.
26 episodes in total within those 3 years. That's,
Not good.
no. I mean, you gotta think a couple episodes a season, like maybe 10, 7, something around there. Somewhere between 10 and 7 episodes a season. You know?
Yeah.
3 seasons. And it's been in... The Double Dragon crew has been in many other games, not just Double Dragon. They were in that Super Dodgeball game that was out for the Super Nintendo, an arcade. You could play as them. They're in the crowd of one of the wrestling games, one of the WWFs. And they even had a crossover game with the Battletoads, which was pretty cool. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going with my review of Double Dragon Neon.
Beat 'em ups. They're so much fun. Running around, punching people in the face, it's great. And Double Dragon Neon is bound to be one of the best beat 'em up games ever. Made by WayForward, DDN is a remake of the original series. The story is an evil super lynch named Skullmageddon has kidnapped the lovely Marion, and it is up to the Lee brothers to save her. Player 1 gets to control Billy Lee, while Player 2 gets to control Jimmy Lee. Now this is where the game gets good, because for what it lacks in the story, it makes up in, well, pretty much everything else. Because who needs a good story when you got tons of generic enemies to punch? And boy do you punch! And kick! And throw! Come to think of it, the gameplay is simple, with one button doing a strong attack, one button doing a light attack, one button to dodge, and one button to do a special attack. It's very simple, and anyone can pick it up and have fun. Now there are 10 levels in the game, all of which are split into 6 different areas. The game starts off in the streets of the city, where you meet most of the normal enemies in the game. You go through the streets punching enemies until you get to Skullmageddon's dojo. That is also a rocket, which then goes flying into space. Now after you beat Skullmageddon, he jumps ship and you're stuck in a fallen space dojo. Which, you're in space, let me remind you that. This is where you take down a blatant Mega Man ripoff and crash into the countryside. From space. After this, you're taken to a lab where the plant from Little Shop of Horrors starts attacking you. Now this plant happens to be on steroids, and you'll have to play the game to understand what I'm talking about. Afterwards, you ride the plant's face down a cliff, and no, I am not kidding, that's what actually happens. After taking the ride on the face, you end up in a graveyard where the dead start to rise. The final area is Skullmageddon's palace, and this has to be my favorite part of the game, but I don't want to spoil any more of the game for you guys, so you'll have to play it to experience the end. Now, if you have been watching this review, which I presume would be most of you, you might have noticed the graphics, and maybe you might agree with me that they are great. The cell shading really fits here. The bright colors and character models makes this game pop, and make it look like it comes straight from the 80s. Now, no game is perfect, and this game does come with some flaws. For one, the game is nowhere near as fun single player as it is co-op. And with no multiplayer, online multiplayer I should say, you have to have friends sitting next to you to experience it. This can be problematic if you, don't have any friends. Another problem with this game is that it is incredibly short, and that you can beat it in right around an hour, with really good players beating it under that. With these small flaws, Double Dragon Neon is still a fantastic game. With easy controls, fun multiplayer, great graphics, and a banging soundtrack, this game will be enjoyed by both hardcore and casual gamers alike for a long, long time.
Alright, so that was my review of Double Dragon Neon. Honestly, I have to say it's one of my favorite beat-em-ups of all time. I know both of you have played Double Dragon Neon, and what do you guys think?
It's really a great beat 'em up. And the story is okay, but that's because it's a beat 'em up.
Yeah,
it doesn't need one.
It's lucky that it has a story.
It doesn't just throw you into the game and you just start walking around punching people. Which is, it's nice. You get a reason why you're punching everyone in sight. It doesn't just say, fight these bitches. They're here to kill you. Because you've made lots of enemies and gangs. No, the enemy is very, I don't know how to say it, enjoyable?
Skullmageddon.
Yeah, Skullmageddon. I know what he's saying. I was just...
Skullmageddon.
Yeah, Skullmageddon is... He's a fun villain.
Yeah!
He's like Handsome Jack. Except with Skeletor's voice and
I mean, you're
gimmick.
Alright, Zach, what do you think of it? Well, okay, Justin, what would you give it, out of 5 stars?
Out of 5, I'd say I'd give it 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's a really good. It's a really good score. What about you, Zach?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, I'm a big fan of beat-em-ups and many other side-scrolling games, so it's definitely one of the better ones. And I really loved how they remade it, though. Just the backgrounds, music, just everything.
Way Forward is a genius.
Fantastic music.
Oh, yeah, the music is
Dare to Dream.
terrific. It is. Oh man, it's very hard to get the feel of that. Hey, I'm in an arcade. Better than having awesome arcade music playing with your game.
I mean, you could surround yourself with a bunch of dudes.
Bunch of sweaty.
Yeah. If you get a bunch of
Men.
sweaty dudes in Mountain Dew
Yeah.
And quarters.
and have them crowd around you, you might get the same sort of emotional
And also a big old like fog of smoke.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
sort of like just nicotine.
Just just sort of suffocating you the whole time.
Oh yeah. Because it ain't an arcade without that. You know, so
Exactly.
you need. I remember
And
going
poor
to
lighting.
Yeah, and poor
Poor
lighting.
lighting.
One of the lights be flickering.
Yes.
Be flickering on and off.
Always.
Always. So you really enjoyed it?
Yes.
You really enjoyed it? What would you give it out of 5 stars?
Probably a 4.5.
4.5, 4.5? Just want to be different?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4, 4.5, and I have to say I give it a 4 also. Because I mean there were a few flaws. I mean, it would have been terrific if it did have online multiplayer.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if you could actually go online and play with
That'd
friends online.
be
But I
cool.
think
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
That sort of game, couch co-op,
Is
boom,
great.
all the way.
Is
Fun.
terrific.
It doesn't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that. It's just fantastic. You don't see that enough. It's just games that you can just sit down with your buddy.
And call each other butt pipes.
Yeah. I
Or
don't even remember the
dweeb.
last time I called you butt pipe.
Or goob.
Or dork.
Yeah. So let's get on with the nitty gritty stuff. The news. We got some news to talk about.
Alright.
Today's. So let's get going with the news. The news. We got some big news, some likable news for today, and I'd like to get your guys' throw your 2 cents in on the news.
I want 3 cents.
Actually,
I demand
prefer
a raise.
a quarter.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. You get a raise. Yeah. Huh, funny. A raise.
I'd like to get paid.
Yeah. That's the thing. You need to get paid first before you get a raise. So one my favorite games of what was it, like 09 was Mirror's Edge. First person parkour action, really fun. It's getting a I keep saying an HD remake, but it was already in HD. But it's coming to the PS4 and Xbox One.
That's Super HD.
It's Super HD. It's just gonna be realistic. It's just gonna be. It's just gonna take pictures. It's just going to just be a whole bunch of pictures of the world.
The game's gonna be a flip book now.
Yeah.
It's not actually a game anymore. It's an
And-
interactive like.
Interactive movie.
No, not a movie.
No, not even a movie.
It's like it's like a slideshow. You know, with the one you get to just.
Oh man, this is some exciting action.
The PS4 you get the little touch screen. Like,
Woo, woo, woo. Or you connect your Vita up to it. Woo, woo, woo.
that's the whole game.
Yeah, that's the whole game. Could be super fun. Super fun.
yeah.
EA and DreamWorks are right now, as we speak, working on a Need for Speed movie. I don't know about you, but I always thought the Fast and the Furious series were the unofficial Need for Speed movies.
Yeah, I kind of thought that they were just like. Whoever makes Need for Speed just kind of hired a movie company to just make. I don't even know who made
I don't even
Fast
know.
and Furious.
Wasn't it like Lionsgate?
I think so.
Maybe,
I
probably.
think it was Lionsgate.
I don't know. Was it on there? They're on like 7 or something, 6.
Something
6.
like that. I don't know.
8 or something. I don't know. It's just that Fast and Furious though, like the first few and like maybe Tokyo Drift, those were enough. You don't need
Yeah.
8 or 9 racing movies, let alone a Need for Speed one.
Mm-hmm. I like how
It just
they-
seems unnecessary.
I like how who was it? Tarantino did with the Kill Bill series. There was 1 and 2. That's it. And that was pretty good.
There's actually rumored that he's going to be working on a volume 3 for 2014.
What happens? She already killed Bill. What
Yeah.
do you make the third one about?
Killing Joe! You killed Joe!
Kill Bill Volume 3, Readjustment to Society.
Kill Bill 3, re-Kill Bill!
Kill Bill 3, pleasing Uma Thurman with a name other than the wife.
Oh. Whew. But there you have who's starring in it, starring in the Need for Speed movie. It's going to be Aaron Paul. He plays, who is it? Let's see here. Jesse Pinkman, Pinkman, from the movie, the critically acclaimed show Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
So I mean, Everyone on that show, I guess, I haven't seen Breaking Bad, but I've heard everyone is really good. Like, the actors are pretty good, so...
Mm-hmm.
It'd be worth a shot. I mean, DreamWorks has already set out a release date for the movie.
You know who should be starring in it?
Who?
Two main characters, Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage. Stoic Nicolas Cage, not crazy Nicolas Cage. That way there's no emotions on set the entire time.
Oh yeah, no emotion whatsoever. Because Nicolas Cage is either no emotion whatsoever or batshit crazy.
The bees, not the bees!
It's either Keanu Reeves mode or the one crazy actor who
Gary Busey?
Gary Busey mode. It's one of the two. But Need for Speed coming out March 14th of 2014. They've already thought this far ahead. There's got to be some reason. Maybe like the new Need for Speed game is coming out then.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They set the release date the same as the game, so it's like, oh, play the movie as it
Play
comes
the
out.
movie as the video game.
You can, everybody bring your Vita, or we're gonna let you bring the
We're gonna
Vitas in
bring the
movie theater,
Vitas and you
you're gonna
can play
it
the
at same
game.
time. It's gonna be
You can
two-
play the movie.
It's gonna be a 2-hour game.
You can play the movie.
$60, 2-hour game.
Yeah. The Latin Times, this is actually a little bit older news, but the Latin Times did an interview with someone from Nintendo, and he said that the new Legend of Zelda game for the Wii U is inspired by Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And how that makes me think open world, gonna go do what you want when you want, which Zelda fans have been asking for this for many, many, many years. And I'm kind of stoked for it. I'm stoked. Huge open world. Go explore Hyrule when you want, just go running around. You're gonna hate it because you hate everything.
I don't hate everything.
You hate everything!
I just did not like Skyrim, and I don't think Zelda really deserves to be an open world thing. I really don't.
I
I'm
think
the one
that's
person.
how you reinvent the franchise. That's what Zelda needs. That's what every
I-
Nintendo franchise needs.
This
is a
probably
little-
like this. No, this is probably going to be a Zelda game. I'm not going to look forward to. I am not going to look forward to this game.
What do you think, Justin? Do you think this is a good idea, or are you siding with him?
I think it sounds rad.
It sounds like the greatest thing, the second greatest thing ever made.
I'll stick to my Link Between Worlds on
That-
3DS.
I will be bored with that within a month. You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this with a burning passion.
Oh no.
Actually, no. I should wait for that.
This is.
Speaking of Elder Scrolls, they're coming out with the Elder Scrolls Anthology Edition.
Anthology edition.
It comes with all 5 Elder Scrolls games, and all the expansion packs, and a bunch of maps of the world.
How much does that cost? $6,000?
$80.
$80.
$80.
That's not bad.
It is
actually.
coming out September 10th. So mark your little calendars for
And buy all the Elder Scrolls. Wait, does that count like Arena?
Yep. Every
Arena through Skyrim.
arena through Skyrim and every every expansion pack in between.
Whoa.
That's a really good deal.
Oh yeah, that's okay. You got to think. Skyrim has roughly 100 hours, 80 hours. Oblivion had like 80 hours of gameplay.
Well, it depends who you talk to, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like in total, if you play the game 100% it.
Oh, there's no one 100% fucking Skyrim. You don't do that. You do that, and you put like 6,000 hours into the game because you're just trying to find everything.
And then you look at your life. and
Okay,
you think, where has it gone?
if you just go story, just do
Okay,
story.
Yeah, big stories.
About-
Big stories.
Let's just say roughly ballpark 80 hours for Skyrim, 60 hours for Oblivion, 60 or 70 hours, and then it just keeps decreasing. Let's just say well over 200 hours of gameplay for $80. You can't beat that. I mean,
And
that's
personally, I put like 200 hours into Skyrim alone, which it makes me sad.
That's kind of
When I say
sad.
that out loud, it's like, oh, but I've had the game for a long time.
Still
Yeah.
not a good.
It's
not-
really,
not-
it's actually
not
upsetting.
good.
It's upsetting, but that's not my point.
I still think I'm the only person in the world that has yet to play Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This might get me to play Skyrim.
Maybe.
$80. Okay, can't beat that. This is what you're going to hate, Zach. I don't know if you're gonna hate this or not.
I'm just gonna take my visor off now.
The wonderful people at Dick House, Dick House Films or studio, whatever. The people who make the Jackasses and that other show that's on Adult Swim. They are making a new Jackass type movie.
Oh.
Based off of Steve-O's character, Bad Grandpa. The old elderly gentleman. It is, it's called Bad Grandpa. It's scripted and everything, but the people on the street and in the shops and everything are real people. They're real people. It's real reactions. The story surrounds Bad Grandpa trying to bring his grandson across the country to kind of throw him off on his dad. Because I guess Grandpa's taking care of the kid. And they get into a bunch of shenanigans. And
Shenanigans.
Yeah. October 25th is its set release date to come out in theaters. Thoughts?
I'm going to end up watching it at some point.
But
not because I'm intending to watch it. It'll be on sometime late at night in 3 years, and I'll be like, I have nothing to do.
I have nothing to do. Or me, it's just gonna be I'm on Netflix. Why not?
I might watch it because of the people's reactions, just to see how they react.
Like that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, that's the whole
Jackass.
point of Jackass. It's just other people's reactions.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just seems a little more tolerable for me.
I think we need a watch party. We're gonna schedule a watch party for when it comes out on Netflix on the instant. Just get like 20 people over here. Just start watching Bad Grandpa.
Okay.
All right.
I suppose.
I can bring a few people.
Yeah, bring a few people. A couple hundred people just to watch it on Netflix, and then just kind of hate ourselves afterwards. Like, oh, we sat through this.
Question our sanity.
Then it becomes a self-loathing party.
Yeah, and then we all just start hugging each other, just crying in each other's arms. Just, what decisions did we make up to this point that led us to here? New news on Star Wars Battlefront 3. It is coming out. It has been confirmed that it's coming out. We just won't be able to play it for a while. 2015. Summer of 2015. It's going to coincide with the new Star Wars movie, Episode 8.
Oh, what the hell?
It's going to be released around the same time. So they did that with Battlefront 2.
They did.
With Episode 3. When Episode 3 came out.
I know.
I don't care. I will wait until forever to play Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
As long as it's good.
If it actually happens,
it will.
Yeah.
It's EA now.
Well,
It's gonna happen. No.
Maybe as my graduation presents, I get for myself, happy graduation, you passed high school, here's Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Happy surviving freshman year of college. Let's play Battlefront 3.
happy not dying of alcohol.
Yes.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
You made it one more year.
Yeah, you made it one more year. You're not dead. Congratulations.
That's really what a birthday is.
Yeah.
It's just like, you didn't die!
Yay!
Good for you.
Here's your reward.
Yeah, here's your reward for not dying.
Quest complete.
I remember listening to Adam Sessler talk about birthdays, and he hates birthdays. It's just 1 year closer to your death.
Yeah.
Kind of a melancholy approach to the thought of birthdays, but kind of true. Well, we just had some very chipper news that energized everyone. Now here's some depressing news.
Yeah! I'm pumped!
Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo.
has sold 160,000 Wii U's since April.
Oh my god.
Only 160,000.
Ooh, that is.
I have one of those.
many.
I am a part of the one. I am a 1%er.
I wish I was. I really do.
It's
Oh man.
it's kind of like it's like Nintendo is just dangling these games like, yeah, you want these games, you want these really awesome games for your Wii U, and you're like, yeah, give me them, Fils-Ami, give me them, and then he's like, no, you can't have them, they're getting canceled, or no, you have to wait, they've been pushed back, and that's really just killing them. Like, I mainly use my Wii U as a dust collector. It's pretty much a dust collector at this point. Make fine art on it though. With the dust. Just hi or wash me or play me with a sad face.
See, I think why a few of the games are getting either pushed back or canceled is because they're not making enough money off of the Wii U to fund it.
The only thing that's keeping Nintendo really afloat is the 3DS. The 3DS is accounting for a majority of their sales right now. And they're just coming out with a new 3DS XL. Black. It's gonna be black. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Don't know why that wasn't one of the starter colors, but
Usually that is with an XL.
with anything. Usually black and white are like the two start colors.
Well, the 3DS launch color was aqua blue,
I remember that.
Oh yeah.
and I have one of those from launch date.
I don't. I never really got the gimmick of the 3DS. I'm happy with my Vita. I'm happy hugging my Vita, and
The Vita's the best handheld thing in the universe.
And I'm perfectly happy with my 3DS.
it has the best D-pad ever made in a history forever. Click, 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 click. So with one company's slow and painful demise of Nintendo's, I don't want them to. I want them to do good, but they're just like, no, we don't want to do good. But with one, there's always got to be another company. Most of the time, there's always another company that's,
Filling the shoes.
like exceeding and being all like happy. We're making tons of money,
Yeah.
and that company is 2K and the BioShock crew. They have sold 4 million copies of BioShock Infinite since March.
Whoa! Oh my god.
That's a lot of BioShock. That's a lot of Elizabeths
Yeah.
and Booker DeWitts.
Yeah, it is. It took a long time to come out with any DLC for it.
They're coming out with them.
Yeah, I know.
Next month.
Yeah.
Next September.
I mean, they weren't banking off the DLC for sure.
Oh no, they are making money just on the games. You were saying something?
Still have yet to play it.
Yeah,
I want to,
I
but-
have. You should play it sometime. It's really fun. It is. I mean, I didn't like BioShock 1 or 2.
I liked BioShock 1 a little bit because it was like the first in the series, something a little different. But
It was
BioShock-
definitely different.
Yeah, but BioShock 2 was just
I know. On the PS3 version of BioShock Infinite, you get a copy of BioShock 1 for free. Ooh.
That doesn't happen on the Xbox version.
No, it doesn't, because the PlayStation 3 is better.
The PlayStation 3 gives you a lot more free shit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
as long as you keep getting monthly.
Yeah. And I'm totally happy.
Well,
paying.
yeah, I mean, it's not technically free, but it's
It's pretty.
it's
You make your money.
it's cheap.
Yeah. And hey, even if you don't pay, still play online. And still have friends. And
Not for the PS4,
No, not for the PS4.
but that's okay.
Rumor has it.
Well, yeah.
You can't say definitely anymore.
Yeah, because they have the right to change their mind.
They do. They have the right to change their private policy.
They can do whatever they want. They have all rights to the PS4.
Yeah. Which is a great segue to the next news article. The lovely Xbox One and PS4 controllers have gotten priced. $60 each,
Which is
which is a little bit more than what you're paying now, just a little bit.
not for the Xbox controller. That is $60.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know the DualShock 3s are like $55, so you're paying like $5 more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my 360 controller for like 40.
Well, it depends on which
Yeah.
one you get. Like if you get the ones that are
It should-
actually like if you get the
The new ones.
yeah
The new
where there's
Mine
always
was just
something
a standard black controller.
Yeah, that's why.
yeah, and it probably didn't come with anything
Because I don't need anything extra.
exactly
Didn't
yeah.
have no clicky thing, clicky D-pad.
What didn't come with all
Turning
the
to D-pad.
different
I
accessories
still don't
Didn't
understand.
come with a blue, light, and gray scale theme.
or the chat pad
Yeah,
microphone
Microphone headset.
I have that separately.
yeah.
So that's
Altogether, it usually costs about $60.
yeah, usually all together.
Yeah.
So that is the news for today. Some really great and interesting stuff that was definitely and surely spark conversation at the water cooler with some of your fellow gamers. So we're gonna take a little break here. So enjoy this lovely skit that we put together for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can make it so R1 fires.
Oh wow, it's like they knew that people were going to come back to this game in the future, back when, when R1 shoots in every game.
It like was made in the in-between period.
It's like, no, maybe the people at Insomniac
are from the
future.
Well, it's about time of the show where I review a kind of crappy or good, we don't know, tech item. And for today, it will be the Zone Mini. Check it out. Here's a history lesson for you guys. Back in 2006, Nintendo released the 5th best-selling video game console of all time, the Nintendo Wii. The Wii, codenamed the Revolution, was set to revolutionize the game industry by introducing motion control gaming. Nintendo, however, was not the first to create motion control gaming. Believe it or not, the first motion controller was made back in 1981 for the Atari family computers and the Atari 2600. Datasoft created the Lay Stick back in 1981, and it was a failed attempt to make the player feel closer to the game. But enough about that. Let's jump forward 29 years into the year of 2010. I introduce to you the Zone Mini. The Zone Mini was created by Ultimate Products Limited as a part of their Zone line of games. Well, here it is. Yep. This is all of it. Yeah, I mean, to put the size of this thing into perspective, this is an N64 cartridge. It's pretty much just as big as the Zone Mini. This thing is also very, very lightweight. And this thing is meant to be very portable. I mean, you could probably just fit it in your pocket. It takes 5 AAA batteries to make it, so you don't need to plug it into the wall every time you want to use it. It also comes with this very nice carrying bag. Ooh, nice. But enough about the console itself. Let's move on to the controller. Now, I can live with just about everything on this controller. I mean, the D-pad, the crappy D-pad you can get used to, the 4 buttons that are on it, they're pretty much on top of each other, you can get used to it. But the one thing that just really blows my mind is that they swapped the start and select buttons. Here is a PS3 controller. Starts right here, selects right here. Here is an Xbox 360 controller. Starts right here, back is right here. Okay, I know it's not the select button, it's the back button, but who cares? It's the exact same thing. And finally, here's a Super Nintendo controller. Start, select. Now here is the Zone Mini. Start, select. Who thought this was a good idea? Now I know what you guys are thinking.
What about the game?
Shut up! I was just about to get to the games! This console has 35 built-in games, and there's no way I'm going to review all of them, so here are just a few.
Here are the 35 games: Super Fighter, Curling, Beach Volleyball, Badminton, Ping Pong, Bowling, Pro Tennis, Basketball, Darts, Fencing Champ, Swimming, Baseball, Soccer Shootout, Golf Pro, Javelin, High Jump, Hurdles, Archery, Discus, Racing, Motorcycle Ninja, Mouse and Cat, Cubes, Sudoku, Smart Porter, Scuba Brick, Dance Master, Racing Course, Simon, Bee Eliminator, Chess, Snakes, Catch-22, Firefighter, and Pop Balloons. Well, let's take a look at the first game, Super Fighter. You get 5 characters to choose from. You get Wolverine's deformed cousin, a generic red ninja, Tan Hercules, some elf lady, and the 1960 man in a future movie. The soundtrack is just a few guitar riffs. The sound effects are so generic, it seems like they just found them online. The controls are horrible. You press a button, half a second later your guy does the attack. I mean, that may not sound all bad for people who aren't big fighting game enthusiasts, but yeah, that half a second can mean you winning and losing the fight. Enough of crappy fighting games, let's try out baseball. You get 6 teams to choose from, all of which have different stats. After you select your team and stadium, you get to do your batting lineup, which is pretty cool for such a primitive machine. To hit the ball, all you do is swing your zone controller? I guess that's what it's called. Well, this game gets really easy, and therefore it gets really boring. To my knowledge, the other team never scores. I mean, hell, they don't even get at-bats. So you're always playing offense. This is the easiest and by far the worst baseball game I have ever played. I'll stick to MLB 13 the show, thank you very much. Ping Pong Cup is up next, and unlike baseball, this game is really hard. Now, really quick, why is it that every time you select something, the music starts over at from the beginning? I mean, this gets really annoying really fast. But enough about that. Half of the time, the controller doesn't even pick up your swing, which really adds to the difficulty. I mean, there's nothing really more to say about this game. It's just another crappy game on an already crappy console. In Soccer Kicks, you play as a team in the final game of the World Cup, and it has come down to a penalty kick to decide the winner. Okay, it's not that interesting, but I tried, okay? You start off playing as the kicker for the country that you select. Then, after you fail to score a goal, you play as the goalkeeper. Now, every time you play as the goalie, the game tells you how to play as him. I mean, come on, once is enough. After the other team scores, you go back to playing as the kicker, rinse and repeat until you gouge your eyes out from boredom. It never ends. The final game, and thank God, is Mouse and Cat. In this game, you play as a mouse trying to collect all of the cheese while avoiding the cats. Really, it's just a poor man's Pac-Man. Yeah, all it is Pac-Man. Although Pac-Man was a lot better. The cats in this have horrible AIs. They don't really chase you, they just roam around aimlessly. Also, when you pick up the big glowing cheese to make yourself into a bigger mouse, you can't eat any of the smaller cheese, so you have to go back. I mean, what kind of crap is that? Honestly, the only good game on this machine is Snakes. It controls real well, and overall, the game isn't bad. Well, that's all the Zone minigames I can stomach for one evening, and 1 out of 35? That's not good, Zone. That's not good.
That was Zone Mini. This has to be the worst console I've ever played. I mean, don't buy this. Don't even look at it. Just stay far, far away. Yeah, Zone Mini.
That was an experience.
That was an experience. Here, I actually have it with me right now.
Joy.
Zone Mini. You know, you guys have played it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
It's made of garbage, I think. I think they actually made it out of garbage that they found in a dumpster by the factory.
Well, what about you? So you don't think it's good?
In the same way that I think that literally eating shit is good.
Okay. What do you think, Zach? What do you think of it?
I'm trying. I mean, it's kind of hurting right now to think about it, but let's hear it.
In a good way or a bad way?
In like an
In any
aneurysm.
good way, in any good way possible. I don't think if you went to a parallel universe or other dimensions, nothing good could be said about that. You could take that to anywhere and nothing would be said. Nothing good. I am sorry. It's especially with the music changing mid-note.
Voodoo!
Yeah.
Well, you guys be wrong. I've had a change of heart ever since I recorded that review. I think the Zone Mini is a fine, fine machine. I mean, look at this. One, first of all, it's nice and small, so you can fit it in your pocket. So you can go pocket game. It's like pocket dueling.
You need a TV.
Yeah.
And AV cords.
No, yeah, you do, but
But that's why
it's
God
good.
made cargo pants.
yeah, exactly. That's why there's cargo pants. And it takes batteries, so hey, I don't have an AV or AC plug to plug it in, so I'm just gonna put in 6 batteries, 6 AA batteries, and we're gonna be still playing the fantastic games that are on this nice machine. All the games were great for the 80 standards, or 90 standards. I was a 90s child. Don't even think about it. I was a 90s child, and I love to relive my childhood the best I can, whenever I can. So, I mean, this brings me back to those days on the Super Nintendo, or in the arcades, playing video games. And don't even get me started on this controller. This controller, I mean, come on. It's got 4 buttons. I mean, every button does the same thing. So, I mean, I had the option of pressing TA or A to kick. Come on. Everyone loves options. That's America right there. America has options. And you know, the start and select button being screwed up, hey, it keeps me on my toes. Keeps me on my toes. D-pad, same thing. It's crappy, but it keeps me on my toes. 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 Keeps me
Give it the controller.
on my toes. Just shit. That is shit. Don't ever buy it. It is crap.
Now can I hit it with a hammer?
Look at this. Yeah, and then it's weird. You could literally throw us across the room and break it. You could drop this 5 feet and break it.
I have, and it didn't break.
Really?
Impressive.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
It's made to be
Also,
thrown.
I wouldn't do that because I have batteries in there, and that the batteries are probably worth more than the controller itself.
Probably. Oh my god. 3 double A's. Just like this.
And then 6 AA's for this, so that's 9 AA's right there.
Yep, the Wiimote
That's
ripoff.
expensive. That's expensive.
The Wiimote ripoff.
How much did the whole thing cost?
A penny.
Yep, the batteries were more expensive.
Plus $9 shipping. But
Batteries were still more expensive.
Ew.
yeah. You know, after playing such a bad console, you know, it kind of made me think, you know, everyone has their favorite consoles that they made, but what's the best console ever made? And I think it's you know, general that everyone agrees with me that the Nintendo 64 was the greatest console ever made in the history of forever.
You should be a comedian, you know? Pretty funny.
Why?
I'm gonna politely disagree with you there and say that you're an idiot.
Oh yeah, and like you guys could come up with anything better.
Oh yes,
I could.
quite
Okay.
easily.
I could.
What is it? What do you two think the greatest console ever made is?
It's the PlayStation 2.
You're stupid.
I'm not stupid.
Both of you are kind of idiots. PlayStation 1.
You're
That's a
even
downgrade
dumber.
from
You're
mine.
dumber. It's
Oh, come on!
it's like, okay.
This is just a worse
Yeah.
version of my thing.
Oh, so you're agreeing with him that it's bad?
That yours is?
No.
No.
The yours is.
His is crap.
Oh.
His is garbage.
Oh, you want to try me on that? You really want to try me? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Nintendo
Alright,
system.
let's all solve this.
Okay. We will have a discussion. We will have an argument. We will argue with each other. We will pretty much kill each other. And
Alright.
whoever loses this argument,
Where's my hammer?
whoever loses this argument shall get banished to the Shadow Realm.
It's on.
Or, we can't really banish them to the Shadow Realm. I think that's
Why?
I think that's illegal.
Pegasus did it, and no one gave a
Pegasus
shit.
captured them in cards.
Well, so did. Wait, Merrick was the one that sent the Shadow Realm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
But I don't think we have the technology to send people to the Shadow Realm. Anyway.
Technology. You just need magic cards.
I have a bunch of magic cards.
And trap cards.
I do have a bunch of trap cards too.
And fusion cards, which not many new Yu-Gi-Oh players ever remember because they don't exist anymore.
Yes, they do.
There's lots of them.
The new set that's coming out soon. Actually, why are we talking about Yu-Gi-Oh on this?
Well,
We're
the
changing
PS2 is the
well,
best
the
thing.
Nintendo.
Well, there was a
the
Yu-Gi-Oh
60
game for the PS1.
and it was shit.
And all of them are garbage.
I
All
have
the
it.
Yu-Gi-Oh games are garbage.
I quite enjoy them, thank you very much.
That's because you have opinions and they are all wrong.
Yeah, all your opinions are wrong. Both of y'all.
Oh, come on. So you think my argument's invalid because of this Bubsy 3D?
Yes.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
That's the worst game ever made.
Oh, would you like to line it up and compare it to E.T.?
That's on the 26th.
That's on the 26th. You
That's
can't-
irrelevant. That's
like,
irrelevant.
That's like comparing.
Well then.
A Monet.
Bubsy 3D. Oh, how about this? Bubsy 3D versus Superman 64.
Superman 64. At least you could play it. At least it had levels.
Superman
Bubsy
60
3D
had
had
levels.
levels.
Okay, wait. Okay. We need to settle this like adults that we are. And we need to... You were about to say something. And I'm about to tell you to shut up. Because I'm talking now. You loser. Whoever loses this argument will have to play a game to review for next time, and that game will be Spirit of Speed 1937, regarded as one of the worst games ever made in the history forever. Is that clear? Are we clear here?
Yeah. You know, one of the worst next songs.
Or actually, no. No, how about this? Even better. We will play, whoever loses will have to play a horrible game from the winner's consoles. So, like, if, say, you lose, like you will, you'll have to play a horrible game from the N64 that I have, and a horrible game from the PlayStation 2, and you will have to review them.
There's not that many horrible games on the PS. Well, there is.
Yeah, there is. Is that? Are we agreeing?
Yeah.
Are we
just
agreeing?
like, you got one of you two loses, you'll have to do a horrible PS1 game.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. We have one,
We do.
but
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, it's
That's
right there,
not
right there. I
important.
just
No,
showed it.
It's not like we're gonna play that. No, we're not gonna play that because we all know that the Nintendo system.
PlayStation 2.
Or the PS1, you know.
Okay, we have spent. It's dark now, so we've spent a while getting some info.
At least 2 hours.
At least 2 hours. Getting the info,
Mm-hmm.
and we shall be presenting our arguments. So who shall be going first then?
Since you seem to be the person the most self-righteous, I think you should be the one that goes
I
first.
think the losers should go first, so y'all get to decide between yourselves.
Oh, I'm gonna go last because you gotta save the best for last.
So I will go
Why
first.
don't we go in order of which consoles appeared? 64, PS1, PS2.
Okay, that's actually kind of fair. That's weird. That's actually kind of fair. It makes sense.
Exactly.
I was gonna say draw straws, but I don't have straws. But fuck it.
Exactly.
Okay, so Nintendo 64 came out in 1996, and it was codenamed the Ultra 64, which in itself is just the awesome codename ever. The Ultra 64. It's like getting in your face. Ultra! Ultra! I'm better than all you, which it is. It has sold, in the United States, 20.63 million units. Million! That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot, you know. 500,000 sold in the first 4 months in the United States. So that's 500,000 in 4 months. And the starting price was $199. So $200. That's cheap. More cheap than you. And it's launched it had 2 launch titles, but these 2 launch titles were amazing. Pilot Wings 64 and Super Mario 64, the granddaddy of 3D platformers. Yeah, if it wasn't for Super Mario 64, there wouldn't be no Jak and Daxter, there wouldn't be no Spyro, it wouldn't be as good at least, and they probably wouldn't have come out. Some other terrific, fantastic, unbelievable, oh my god, this is the greatest system ever games that came out is, a little game not many of you have heard of, maybe The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yeah, how many times has it been ported? It's on the Wii, it's on the GameCube, it's on the 3DS, it has to be doing something right, because people are still buying it. You know what Metacritic gave Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? A 99%!
That's a lot.
99%!
Ocarina of Time's a good fucking game.
It's the highest rated game on Metacritic. Another Super Mario 64, you know what that got from Metacritic? A 96. That's an A.
It's a high A.
Banjo-Kazooie, rare in general, awesome. You know, look at the games they came out with. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Killer Instinct, GoldenEye 007. The game that brought first-person shooters to the consoles, that made it cool to have multiplayer. Perfect Dark, you know? How can you not love Rare? They were amazing. Banjo-Kazooie got a 92% from Metacritic. Perfect Dark, 97. GoldenEye, 96. Other games that were on it, you know, Mario Kart 64, Mario Party, Mario Tennis, Donkey Kong 64. Oh, yeah, and about, you know, expansion packs. You know, you guys didn't need it, but how many memory cards do you guys have for all your games? Oh, I'm playing Mario Kart 64 with 3 of my buddies. Oh, wait, you can't have 4-player. You can't have 4-player multiplayer. You can, but you have to buy a stupid peripheral.
Yeah, you do.
There's 387 games for the Nintendo 64 that have been officially released. That's a lot of games. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but I have Resident Evil 2. Yeah, you know what? Nintendo 64 has Resident Evil as well, Resident Evil 2 as well. You know? And it's the better version. It's the director's cut version. You have the director's cut and the regular version. Oh, why do I want to buy a game twice? Yeah? Yeah, that's right. You're speechless. Y'all be speechless.
Actually, I wasn't even going to bring up the fact of Resident Evil, you know, because I knew you were going to do something like that.
Okay, so
Are you done?
I'm done for now.
Rambling rant.
With your
Obnoxious.
stupid, your suck. Go.
Alright, so
Okay, so now it's your turn with your
Yeah.
stupid little PlayStation 1.
yeah, let me bring up my points that I used on my Windows phone. Thank you very much.
Everyone's booing you right now.
Windows
Nobody
Phone.
is your friend anymore.
Because I'm the one loser that owns a Windows phone.
Yeah.
The one loser.
The one loser.
And likes it.
Yeah, you're the one loser that likes it.
Yep. Alright. Well, PS1 really was a great 3D system. Sure, some of the games were a little more polygonal than the rest.
Everyone.
Oh, smooth.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh,
You just
I
coughed.
just coughed.
Total crap.
but yeah, the 3D graphics actually weren't bad at the time. But the texturing though could have been done a little better. But it was only because they wanted to make it look more detailed. So they had more detailed textures. But then with other games like Rayman, that were also on systems such as the N64, it didn't have as detailed textures because it crossed. But yeah, the PS1 started actually one amazing port from a Nintendo console. I think you know what this one is. Chrono Trigger. Now, the Chrono Trigger port for the PS1 though had extra features, such as the animated cutscenes. But also, it also had some other legendary games, such as, not my personal favorite, but Final Fantasy VII. A
Wasn't you
game.
just talking about the blocky textures?
Yeah,
Blocky
it was.
characters?
The Lego characters.
Yeah, the
Final
Lego
Fantasy
characters.
VII.
Yeah, exactly.
Still a good game.
It's like Lego City Undercover.
Yeah. Oh. It's not like that.
Oh, but yes, the graphically, Final Fantasy VII wasn't the best game, but to everyone who isn't me, it was a great game. And yes, I will keep reasserting that point.
I will admit Final Fantasy VII was pretty fun.
Fantastic game. It's a big game. A lot to do.
Yep, most people that aren't me enjoyed it. But yes, and also it starred a bunch of other great series. It also had other great series on it, such as the Soul series, starting with the first game that actually came out in the series, Soul Blade, instead of Soul Calibur. The Tekken series, Spyro, the Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary Edition. All great games. Now, the PS1 may have had certain defects or whatever.
Oh yeah, how about that whole crappy plastic?
Yeah.
And you happen to, in hot climates, it would like melt.
It would not
It
melt.
would pretty much melt.
It would warp.
It would,
A tiny bit.
it'd start melting.
Warping is not melting.
Warping is the starting of melting.
Yes, but it would never completely melt unless
if it
you had it in a furnace.
Or eerie summers.
Same thing.
Or Arizona.
Continue.
Yes, but also several other games from great developers such as Insomniac, or the Crash Bandicoot series, made by a certain company I know you just love, James. Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that those are bad games.
Yes, but certainly though it had more games to it than the Nintendo 64. Over 7,800 titles were released for the PS1.
Wow, that's a lot.
Indeed. With the 64's mere 400. Comparatively more release.
Quantity or quality over quantity, my good sir.
Still, more than 400 quality games on the PS1. There are also classics people remember, such as The Jersey Devil, the sequel to Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, and Ape Escape.
I remember a little from the PS1.
It was not memorable.
Indeed, it was, though. Because it also started out as the SNES CD project.
It sounds like something that comes from your nose.
Yeah, it does. It's nice. It's like a SNES. Oh, it's nice. Oh no, there's all this SNES all over my hands.
Yeah, the predecessor to the 64.
Yeah.
Also, great games, but still. Also, is it more convenient to have one memory card for all your games? And not having to buy a separate expansion
I don't
for
know.
certain games?
I don't know. How much space can your cartridges hold? Oh wait, you have to put them on memory cards. You have to put your data on memory cards. Nintendo 64 doesn't have to. It saves it right onto the convenient little games.
Yes, but due to some dust damage, some games could not be saved. You'd have to overwrite onto a memory card. And dust damage happens more with cartridges than with CDs.
Have you tried blowing a disc to make it work? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Have you ever tried that with a cartridge? Yeah, it works.
Go ahead.
Yeah, continue. It's not like we're raining on your parade or anything. We're just more right.
Yeah. More right than you are.
Yeah, because the PS2 totally had more memorable titles that weren't carried over from the previous system.
Okay, just continue.
Just go on.
We haven't gotten to me yet.
Oh, I know you have something.
I shall
very
address
important.
these concerns.
What was the starting price for the PlayStation 1, huh?
$299.
$299 was that?
Yeah.
That's a whopping $100 more than the Nintendo 64? Which
Yeah.
means more people bought it because of the price?
The same could also be said about the Wii U and the PS3.
Yes.
Or the Wii and PS3, or the Xbox 360 and
But
PS3.
we're not talking about those, are we?
No, but you're still trying to use the same point.
Yeah. I can use the same point.
You could, but
And I'll be right with the Wii. The Wii outsold the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 combined in the first few years.
because of the lower price. But hasn't it also been shown that with a higher price for Sony people have gotten more quality games from it?
I don't know, man. The PS2 was kind of shit.
Oh.
We'll address these concerns when we get to me. Continue with yours.
Oh, well, at least with the PS1, I don't have to worry about misplacing a cartridge and losing my data.
Oh, but you have to worry about misplacing a game and you can't find it.
No, but at least I can still rebuy the game and have my data. So let's say I beat a game almost 100% and I lost the disc, I can still continue that file. What if you almost beat a game on 64 100%, huh?
Then you don't lose it. Because they're all terrific games. How are your analog sticks doing, by the way? Oh yeah, that's right, you don't have any.
Actually,
There was one
There
controller
was one
later
controller
on.
later on.
the DualShock
Yeah,
version
you know,
1.
Yeah, you know how many analog sticks the N64 had throughout its life?
1.
One. How many more is that than the beginning of the PlayStation? One more. Because you had 0.
Yes, but 2 analog sticks proves for a better gameplay.
Where's that second analog stick used in Metal Gear Solid? Where's that second analog stick used in Resident Evil? Huh?
I actually never played either of those games.
They're not used.
They're not used at all.
And I didn't know that.
So what about you?
Oh, me? Oh, that's its own. Okay, yeah. Well, remember all of those good points that Zach made? Those are all my points now, too.
In a much thicker console.
Yeah.
Oh, it weighs a ton. Oh,
It's so bad that it's this
it's
big.
gigantic.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter though.
Easily perfect.
Yeah, because it is a super PS1. It can do everything the PS1 can do and more. It had branding and marketing because people trusted Sony. They made televisions. They made just all sorts of electronics. So when they came out with the console. It was like, oh, these Japanese guys who make electronics. Let's trust them. Yeah,
You're literally helping me.
I know.
Yeah, you're.
We can agree on some points here, okay?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah. I know we can. I'm just trying to make sure you know what you're doing.
So you know, when the PS2 came out, it marketed not so much to just like, hey kids, get the Nintendo 64. It's the bomb. It was like, hey, everyone everywhere, you should get the PS2. And you know
don't
what?
forget to buy Aquaman because it's the best video game. But continue.
Yeah. It marketed to everyone from young kids to adults. It had such a wide variety of games that anyone could get use out of the PS2. And it played DVDs.
Well, so did the PS1.
CDs.
Video CDs.
Who had video CDs?
Yeah, exactly. It's like who has a Laserdisc player?
At that point, everyone just used VHS. But, yeah.
Well, why don't you tell them about the online support that no one ever used ever because it was shit?
Well,
The failing iToy.
Or the
oh,
iToy.
yeah, the iToy. That was a garbage thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that everything about the PS2 was wonderful. I'm saying that overall it was the best. It was the best thing. Its add-ons, maybe not so much. Online, garbage. But that didn't matter. That was not the console. That's not what people wanted it for. It sold so many copies. So many PS2s. So many PS2s.
How many?
I don't know exactly. But
so
I
you
know-
say you didn't do enough research. You were lacking in your research. How do I know you're not just making this stuff up? You might have gone onto Wikipedia and changed all of this stuff. How do I know?
How many people do you know who didn't have a PS2?
Good point.
I actually knew quite a few.
But then again, look at what the Mr. PlayStation 2 over here, look at who they had to go up against. You had to go up against the Dreamcast
Ooh.
and the GameCube.
Oh.
And the Xbox. No.
Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot.
You didn't have competition.
No, it didn't. Which led to a lot of third-party support, something that Nintendo was lacking on quite a bit. We had so much things that were not made by Sony, which made so much creativity happen.
Like Aquaman.
Like Aquaman. Or Indigo Prophecy, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Shadow of the Colossus, Okami, and God of War.
I only heard one or two few good games in there.
Yeah, I only heard about, I mean, how about Jack X, How's Jack X still here? Huh? How about Secret Agent Clank? How about all those PSP games that were terrific that got ported to the PS2?
How's Sly Cooper doing with that now? Or
Well-
Okami.
Also, we had a controller
I had a controller too.
with two analog sticks.
I also had one with two analog sticks.
Mhm. Two analog sticks that worked for someone with 3 arms. It was comfortable for everybody to use. Not just if you had a third hand right here, so you could just conveniently have an extra analog stick.
Or
But-
have an alien popping out of your chest.
But the funny thing is, the first-person shooters on the Nintendo 64 were better than any ones on the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2.
That's an opinion.
Are you
Oh no, that's not an opinion.
Oh no.
Have you played Call of Duty on the PlayStation 2?
Have you?
No, because they suck. Have you played Red Faction? It's garbage.
Have you switched to first person mode on Battlefront 2 on the PS2? Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Nobody said it was good.
It was though.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, since it was all backwards compatible. play all of your games, which automatically makes yours worse than mine because mine is your console, but upgraded. So you automatically didn't win. You might not have lost, you didn't win. Such a big library. It had such a giant library. More games than any other console. Like now, if you look at a game store, it gets so many cabinets. So many cabinets. There's just stacks upon stacks upon stacks upon stacks of games.
Because nobody's buying them
Stacks
anymore.
on stacks on stacks.
That's because nobody's buying them anymore.
Yeah.
Same can be said for my games, but
Yeah, but you know what the N64 is? They're collector's items now. So people are wanting them. You can, for the regular old PlayStation, go into Average Joe's game store and be like, oh, here's a Final Fantasy VIII for $10. Oh, hey, look, it's Aquaman for 50 cents.
yeah, but you're
Here's
also,
Ratchet and Clank 1 for $5.
you're also
But you look at
stop
mine.
insulting my amazing gettability. Everything's easy to find. You don't need to search for this shit. You can just, hey, I want a PS2 and 7 games. I'm gonna go spend $20.
But mine, aged like fine wine. Your games, and your games definitely, are dated. You can still pick up and have fun with Super Mario Brothers. 64. You can still have fun with Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You can still have fun with any game on the Nintendo 64 today.
and you can also still have fun with any game from the PS1 today, like Ape Escape.
Oh, hey, I'm just gonna go play Metal Gear Solid on my PlayStation 1. No, I'm not. Because I have Metal Gear Solid 4, which is better. I'm not gonna go back to crap when I have perfection right here. And you are falling into the same syndrome as what you are doing to them. The PS3 is porting all the games to itself. From the PS2, it's all going on to the PS3. Gen 1 PS3s, totally backwards compatible. So you just buy a PS3, and hey, the Gen 1 PS3, and hey, I got a PS2 over here, and a PS3.
Yeah, but with more the updates console gets, going through the generations, you didn't hear anything about a N64 2 or anything like that. No, you have PlayStation 2, PS3, and now PS4. It's all in a line with all the same games that you can get.
Because they noticed the flaws in the previous version, and they're like, oh hey, we need to improve on this. With the N64, they're like, already perfect, don't need to improve. So we go on small discs.
Oh, there are several things you could improve with the 64. Several things.
I'm waiting.
Oh, how about the memory packs? Sort of, glitchiness that would happen, where you could only save maybe one file from one game on it.
I don't know about you, but I'm still kind of hung up on the weird trident shape of it. Like, I feel like I could stab someone.
And it works perfectly.
Yes, but also for GoldenEye, where you need the C buttons, D-pad, and the analog stick, it's pretty awkward to play.
You don't really
just
need that though.
Just what it's like. Yeah.
You don't need the D-pad. The D-pad and the C buttons do the same thing. They do the exact same thing. It's like I can play it left-handed or right-handed. Options.
Yes, but really, for right-handed people, or for any gamer in general, aren't you more tend to do your D-pad on the left rather than the right?
So
That
you
is
just
how
play.
they've always been.
Yeah, you just play like this then.
Yeah.
There's no biggie.
Oh, except that there's the C buttons. Or no, the C buttons are on the same side as the other functional buttons, while the D-pad is not.
So you hop over. You don't need. Nintendo is smart. They don't require a game to use both the analog stick, D-pad, and the C buttons. No. They're like, okay, you can use the D-pad for moving because a lot of people like that. But we have this fancy new analog stick that no one's ever made before.
Or what about that fancy thing that comes in DualShock controllers called vibration?
Rumble Pack?
You have to buy it.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
And also, it's
No,
kind
it
of
came
a
with Star
big
Fox
pain in the
64.
ass on the back of your controller.
No, it's totally comfortable. It's ergonomically designed, so it works perfectly.
Yeah,
And
this is
it's
where.
comfortable.
But yeah, those things were kind of bitches to take out though.
I've never had one problem taking out anything in any console ever. And that includes my beautiful Nintendo 64.
Well, I've had troubles trying to take my Rumble Pack out because I want to put in a Game Boy cartridge there.
A Game Boy cartridge?
Not the, that little weird thing, the cartridge converter. I forget what it's called. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Not really.
Wow. Really?
Really?
You've never seen the converter. You plug in the back of your 64 and you can plug in a Game Boy cartridge there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can you guys do that? Can you guys play Game Boy games? Like Kirby? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Oh, how awesome is it? You can be Darth Maul. Do you have Darth Maul?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
On my Star Wars game.
No, you don't. Only Episode 1 Phantom Menace. Oh, I'm so scared. And Battlefront 1. Oh yeah, I could just have Battlefront 2 instead. It's so much cooler. Do you have a Darth Maul Kirby? No.
We don't have a Kirby in general.
Exactly.
Which is upsetting.
It is upsetting. I feel sorry for you guys.
But
So I think it is decided that we know who is at least the loser. We might not know the winner, but we know the loser. And the loser is the PlayStation 1. Because it's everything that the PlayStation 2 is, but less. Do you think we agree on that?
I think we can agree on
I
that.
think we can agree on that. Sorry. So,
Yeah.
I think that's...
So you were saying that the loser of the challenge, that they play the worst game on
that
their
we can find
on their
on the
console.
respective consoles.
Yeah. Yeah. So on PS2, what would that be?
both of you could take this as a chance to torment me because, James, as you know, I don't like a lot of popular PS2 titles.
No, he doesn't.
I really don't.
He doesn't.
What would
He's a
it be-
hipster.
What would that be for the PS2? Let's see here. Like, how many awful games? Like that are just
There's
so
so
garbage.
many. There's so many. There's again going back to Aquaman because I love mentioning Aquaman. There's Metal Gear Solid 2, which was kind of
Oh
crap.
man, yeah. Yeah, those are all so much worse than Superman 64.
I'll give you that. There's Superman 64.
Yeah. All this about no
there's-
bad games for the.
I never said there were no bad games. I said there was mostly great games. Fantastic.
Superman 64 is one of the worst games ever.
Give it a chance. At least it's playable, unlike Bubsy 3D.
Yeah, Bubsy 3D is perfectly playable.
Yeah, if
You're hot.
Yeah, and you have like a concussed state and half asleep because you are in a tumor. A coma.
I don't think it's possible to be in a tumor.
There's every Yu-Gi-Oh game ever made.
Ooh, that's a low blow.
Yeah, it is. How many Yu-Gi-Oh games were on the N64?
I quite
None.
enjoy my Yu-Gi-Oh console games.
And I'm sure there are other masochists who love them.
Yes! I'm sure of it. Oh, there was Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Ooh,
that was pretty bad.
That's a bad game.
There was that Dragon Ball Z one where it was a action adventure. That was pretty bad.
Oh, you mean Budokai 3 story mode?
No. It was a specific, like, I forget what it was called.
But with like 11,000 games to choose from, I think I can deal with some of them being bad.
Yeah, with, 400 having 3 that are bad, it's not really that bad.
Oh, you're obviously forgetting the Top Gear Rally game.
What's so wrong about it? It's a driving game.
But just not one of the better ones
No.
that was on the N64.
No, but it's still better than Gran Turismo 1.
I could beg to differ on that one.
At least in Top Gear Overdrive, you don't have to worry about all your cars getting deleted and never getting to 100%. Unlike Gran Turismo 2.
Or 3.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about that in 3.
No,
Or 4. And 4 had less than Jake in it.
That I will. Okay, that I will accept losing to.
Okay.
I will accept losing to less than Jay.
So there we go. Next time on Video Junkies, this kid is going to be playing some crap. Thank you all for watching, and good night!